Hey, welcome back to another episode of us programming a game that I had made in Ludum Dare, trying to redo it. Last episode we were creating a grid for placing buildings. Let me just run it real quick. If I click on the space, it's setting a certain number of grids, a certain number of squares in our grid as true. So we're going to stop that. So I think today we'll try to get buildings, actually clicking it and seeing the buildings. So let me open up that script. We'll go here to the map manager. Let's see. Let's go to the click detector. Oh, I did add a quick little function here that checks to see if our mouse is at the edge of the screen on the X, and then it moves the camera according to a certain scroll speed here. Because we're probably going to need that if I want to build stuff. So this was the code right here that I was testing out for adding the grid. We're going to just cut that out real quick. And let's just do if input, get mouse, key button, and if it's the 1, so that should be what, the left mouse button, right mouse button, I don't know, one of those. So now we can do that, but what we really want to do is use our map manager, the build function here, and call this to build. This is sending a building, but we might want to do an int, let's see. So we have a list of building prefabs, so instead of sending it a building, is that a game object? Yeah, those are game objects. So what we can do, here's a little tip. If you minus these things out, it'll hide the, I'll kind of zoom in a little bit, just kind of hide all these scripts, all these functions we're not using right now. Alright, so let's go back to this one. Let's see, let's change this to a hit, and we'll call it building num, and then here we're going to say building is equal to building prefabs build num dot get component. Actually, this needs to be get component building. So it'll find the component of the building that's on that game object using this reference. We could check, if building is equal to null, we'll just do a debug.log. There is no building. We can just return. And so now then we're going to check, we're going to set the grid. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's go to our grid, and now we create our grid. We did a 20. We're not going to use, I don't have an offset yet, but we're going to do 0 for the offset. Yeah, so 20, let's just make it 100. Alright, and then save that. Just go back here and so it checks the building and it loops through the grid and at that location with that building to see whether or not it hits this. Okay, whether or not him or true or false. So let's see, what do we need to do next? Well, if it checks it, it's going to set the grid, but now we want to actually build that prefab. So let's just say game object dot temp building is equal to instantiate, and we're going to instantiate this building prefab. Building none. Build num. Maybe we should say building num. Change all those. All right. Let's do temp building dot name is equal to, or actually we can say plus equals, and then we're going to give the, or maybe we don't need to change the name, let's just leave it as is, but we do need to change the location. So building, temp building dot transform dot position is equal to location. Alright, we're going to use this for testing. It's giving me an error, probably because this needs to be a vector 3. Nope, still doesn't like that. Let's see, can I convert? Let's see, vector. Alright, I don't know why, but we'll just do a new vector 3 based on the location of the x, comma location dot y. Alright, so saved all that. Let's go back to Unity and let's see if we can add some buildings here. Do I have a building prefab? I do. I have a house in my map manager. Building prefabs, I have one, the house. So now let's go to our click detector. When we click here, we don't want that. We want to say map manager dot build, and we're going to build 0. It's for just for testing, and we want to do let's see, the location, which would be the mouse X. Let's do a new vector 2 int mouse X, mouse Y. Let me save this. Parentheses there. Alright, let's go to Unity, test it out. I need to click here. Okay, did that actually work? Alright, well, you can see I click up here, nothing's happening. I have these houses. Question is, what happens if I click on that same spot? Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses. Let me click. Nope. 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 Wow. That is kind of working. Now look, I'm clicking here and it's not working. Why not? Why not? I have to click right there. So there's something wrong with my... You have to be right in the middle in order for it to click. That is kind of strange. I'm going to go to my console. Let's see. I'm going to stop it. Let's get rid of this let's get rid of that. I'm going to go to my click detector. Mouse X, mouse Y. Let's just do a debug.log mouse X plus mouse Y. Let's just see if we can figure that out. I mean, I think I know what it is. I think it has to do with it's kind of annoying, my scrolling. Okay, so now if I click here, you see it's still 1, 0, and the reason why it's doing that, I think, is because of the pivot point for our house. And I think what we should do is change this to a 1 and 1. For no, not that. 0, 0. And change the actual sprite to 1 and 1, so it has that. Oops. Did Unity change this? I think position used to be at the top, or maybe because I'm in debug mode. Turn debug mode off. Let me go to normal. There. That's why it was looking different. 1, 1. So let's see if that works. Okay. No, that's weird. That's not right. You see, it's like doing above it. Yeah. Alright, we probably need like a 0.5. 0.5. Maybe the Y doesn't need to change, but let's see. Yep, sometimes you just test it out. Okay, that seems to be working. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense now. Hold on, let's test it. Yeah, alright, there we go. So we are getting buildings. Cool. Look at all these houses we built. They look like houses, don't they? Probably not. Alright, let's go to, let's try a different kind of building. So we're going to scale this with, let's do the height a little bit bigger. Let's do 5. 5 for the height, 5 for the width, or 3. Let's do 3. This is like a building like that. So the question is, how do we really need to do 4 point. This is kind of annoying. I probably need to do this. Each one I gotta type in. It's probably going to be like that. Maybe. We'll find out. Let's actually, let me unpack this. Unpack completely. Change this house to a storehouse. Let's just change the color real quick. Maybe, yeah, That looks good. So this width is going to be 3, and the height was 5. Not that the height matters for our game, but we'll just put it in there. Let's delete this. Let's go to our map manager. I'm not sure if I'm going too fast for you, but like I said, this isn't really a tutorial. I would like to get a little bit more done in each video. So let's put that to element 0 since that's the one we're testing. Alright, so we click. Look at that. So, let's see. Let's go back to the 0.5. Actually, this should be probably 2.5. No, I'm totally thinking this should be half of it, 1.5. It's always half of the, so half of that should be 2.5. Because the pivot's in the center of it. Is there a way to change the pivot? Maybe there is, but we'll just leave it at that. Let me just save everything. Well, it's working, just the height's not working, but you can't see how it does that. See, I can't click anywhere, but I can click there. So the grid is working. I'm going to need to try to figure that out better. I wonder why that's not working. If the height is 5, the scale of the y is 5, half of that's 2.5, that should be working. Wait, maybe it is working. No, I was clicking underneath, it wasn't working. You see, I was clicking underneath and it's still building it. So that's not how it should work. Matter of fact, let's just kind of test it out a little bit more. Let's see if I click here, so that's not working. Now it works. That is not good. Okay, and why not? Why isn't this working? I may take my camera, zoom out a little bit. Oops. And then maybe move it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. It is actually working. When I'm clicking this. Imagine that there's a grid right here. When I click, you see, but if I click right here, it puts a little gap. So that is right. So wherever I click, it's the lower corner of the building, not like the center of the building. And I can't click anymore. Is it because I'm outside my grid? I got index. Oh, I'm having an error here. Index out of range, outside the bounds of the array. So let's see. if the x is greater than that with and x is less than 0, we return false. So this, because we set to 100, I was just getting 30. You know what? Let me go back to my map manager. This I changed it in. I needed to change it in the inspector. Change this to 100. Okay, to 100. Change the height to 1. Change the offset to 0. Let's play it. Okay, 0, 0, 3. If I click here, I don't get an error. I'm not getting errors. Let me go further down this way. Okay, we got that. Let's go to the camera. Actually, it's the click detector. Change the speed. Change to 10. See if that's a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, we're getting an error here. Man, that's weird. Really strange. Let me stop it again. Let me go to map manager. That's 100 by 1 is my grid. This is the fun part about programming, is trying to figure out why my grid is not working. Oh, right here. I was setting it back to 30. And then we want to go to, we want to check this, though. This is still, if x is greater than the, or it's less than 0, we're going to return false. If it's less than, oh, if it's greater than it, greater than or equal to it. That's probably why. Alright. That should be working. Maybe. Okay. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? What in the world? Okay, when I clicked here and I click here, so clicked here, it is not checking the grid correctly. Let me just see it again. Look at how many it did. Look at all that. Oh, that's not good. Why is this returning false? Else if the it's on, it returns false. Okay. Here, I'm going to do some codes here. Check if out of bounds. Check if grid is true. If it's true, it returns false. Let's put debug.log. I'm actually going to, whoops. Let me put this inside this for loop. Like I said before in my videos, I am just programming. I'm just here's a system I want to do, and I'm going to program, and I don't know if it'll completely work. So you're just going to be watching everything, whether it, I'm not like trying to program this ahead of time or write out the things I would do precisely. Oof, that's just not good. Let's see, false, false. I don't think it's setting it. Check building. We go set grid, location, building width, building height to true. Oh, you know what? This building height is probably the problem. Let me go to definition. That's why I have to. Well, because we don't want to click. Let me just go to here. Let me go to my projects. Go to here, the storehouse. This height should just be height of 1. Nope. You can see it's just keeps creating it. Height 1. False, 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 false. Let me just go back to the map manager. Go to definition. So we're going to go to debug.log. We're going to say x plus y plus is on. Okay, we'll do that. And here, let's do this. Let's just make sure plus is on. Save that. I'm going to go to my click manager, click detector, and let me see. Let's see, mouse button. Maybe there's one called up. Yeah, there is. Alright. That way it doesn't keep running it as I'm holding down the mouse button. False, 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 false. Yeah, it didn't even do that debug. It didn't even do it. So, let me see the code. Go back to. We have it. The height is 1. What if I say the height is 0? I don't really like this. Nope, that's not it either. Let me go back to 1. Let me go into the grid. Alright, if the location is greater than 0, and location x, if x is greater than 0, so the location is greater than the location is greater than 0, and location x is less than this dot width. If it's greater than 0, is less than this dot width, and location y is greater than 0 and it's less than this height. This height is the grid. Well, it's kind of annoying. It's checking it, saying, "Hey, you're good," but then in here it's saying, "No, you can't change that." Location X, that's where I'm clicking, and wherever I click, it needs to be greater than 0. Wherever I'm saying, it has to be greater than the 0 mark, and then it has to be less than the width, less than or equal to width. Now if the location plus the width, so let's say the width was 3, location X plus the width is 3, is less than this width, less than or equal to. I don't think it should be equal to. These things always get kind of tricky. Or maybe you're watching, you're like, no, it's just like this. So let's say I click at 0, the width is 3, so now we're at 3, 0, so this is 3, and if 3 is less than this width, I think that's where it's wrong. We need to say width minus 1, and we need to say height minus 1. Right, because if the location is 0 and we're adding 3 to the width, then the number is actually 2, because 0, 1, 2. Let's see if that's the problem. Alright, we're not adding more. Now we are. We're still getting this, we've still got an error, you see? We're still getting an error when we're clicking, not with that is working, right? We always say it's working, and then we find out later it's not. Okay, so we're able to add different buildings. And yeah, it's crazy how fast time goes by. 30 minutes. I do kind of want to do these videos 30 minutes a piece, just so that have good stopping points, I guess. And this is kind of a good stopping point. I do have this error, which maybe I'll just look into it off screen. It's probably just something with I think in the next episode we're going to get it to where we more have way to switch between the buildings. I don't really want to work on the UI just yet. I just want to do get the systems in and then get the UI to work with it. But maybe in the next episode I will just add a little functionality where we can switch between buildings with clicking a number or something, and then building, and then adding it to where we can change this building to an interactable. Like this is a storehouse. If I click on it, it'll add the job and have the workers drop off the thing they're carrying. Alright, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.